It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Cleveland Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. And it's all up next.
Take a drive from downtown along Broad Street. You run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. Thanks for having us in, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson, or should I say Dean Olson, because tight end U doesn't happen without you. And we've got a great matchup here. We've got two of the best at your position in the current game right now.
And Mike, when I came into the league, almost 20 years ago, there was a handful of really elite tight ends. But doesn't it just seem, especially over these last couple years, every single team, at least the ones that make their mark and find themselves in the playoffs competing for Super Bowls, have a legitimate #1 threat at the tight end position. It almost feels like if you don't have a tight end, your offense is missing a key piece. I know I'm biased, but at tight end U, man, we make no mistake about it. We think we are the most important position in football, and you're not going to convince me otherwise.
He fields it at the 8. Now an opening past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
This is someone who just seems like every year they just get better and better, Mike, right? Think back, whether it was Alabama to Oklahoma to being a Heisman finalist, going from a backup role to MVP candidate. His development has been fun to watch, and now he's universally considered one of the best all-around quarterbacks in the league, and if they want to leave here with a win, they're going to need him to be just that.
First carry for Saquon Barkley, and he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Dotson, the man in motion. Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. Taking off.
These are the plays that just drive the defensive coordinator crazy, Mike. You do everything right, but you don't account for the quarterback scrambling. He's able to get out of the pocket and gain enough for a first down.
Here's 1st and 10. Hurts working in the pistol. Open man downfield. He's got his tight end Goddard. A gain there of 27 yards.
These were the chunk plays they thought they could get here against this pass defense. They thought the passing game favored their offense in this matchup, and I think we can expect this to be the case the rest of the game.
On first down, it's Hurts. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Dotson, the man in motion. On 2nd down, Hurts. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angles so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a sack.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. Hurts finding Smith and an Eagle. First down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, And that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And that's good run support on the edge. Nice tackle out wide. That'll hold them to a gain of 2. Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on third down. To throw is Hurts. He'll try to run, and he's into the end zone. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Jake Elliott now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. DeAndre Carter on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the veterans still going. Former Super Bowl MVP, comeback player of the year in 2023, it's Joe Flacco.
And here we have a former Super Bowl MVP. Now, Mike, he might not be what he once was, but you can argue he has transitioned into being one of, if not the most reliable backup quarterback in the entire NFL. Whenever he's been forced into the starting lineup, he gives your team a chance. That's all you could ask for, especially at this point in his career.
And that's not going to yield a whole lot. Up to about the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll stick with him again. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. Here's Flacco to throw. He's going to air this one out. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Eagles offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Second down and 3. They bring their tight end right. They'll fake the give. Now it's Hurts. And it'll go right back to Goddard. He's got it again. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
Talk about a thing of beauty. Mike, did you see how many tight ends were on the field on that last play? They call it 13 personnel because there's 1 running back, 3 tight ends, 1 wide receiver. So everybody on defense is thinking run. They catch them off guard a little with the pass, and they take advantage of it with a big gain downfield.
Quick slant into the hands of Smith. And he is out of bounds all the way down at the 35-yard line. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Hurts again. He'll go right back to Smith. They hook up again. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first down. Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. Little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And the defense right on that. I don't know if keeping would have done any better. No gain on that one. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the first quarter. 7-0 is our score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. Third and 5. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. This one caught at the 4. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
Trying to fight his way into the end zone, but they will mark him short. Down at the 1. From a little closer, here's 2nd and goal. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. One more time, they try Barkley. And this time, he will work his way into the end zone. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles move out on top, 14-0. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Carter on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Browns offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And a nice run there as he surges forward. A gain of 8 and sets up 3rd down.
It's tough to completely celebrate, Mike, when you don't pick up the first down, but that's a run you will take every single time. I mean, good yardage, and in a lot of situations, it'll get you the first down, just not here.
Try to pick this one up on the ground. Here's Corey Bojorquez now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. To return is Williams. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this 2nd quarter, looking to run away with this one before halftime. First and 10. Off the play fake, Hurts. That'll be caught left side. It's Goddard. And this will bring them all the way down to the 20-yard line.
There's a lot of factors that make this play so successful, Mike, and clearly the ability of this tight end to not only find the open space in the defense, but then after the catch to turn into a runner. That is very rare at the tight end position. We're seeing it more and more often, though, over the last couple years. And then the accuracy of the quarterback to not only deliver the ball to the open receiver, but to do it in a way that allows him to comfortably turn into a runner and not have to slow down and pick up those extra yards after the catch.
This one into the hands of Brown. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he's bottled up after a gain of a yard. Now a 3rd and 2. He'll try to run here with Barkley. And he will score. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
The extra point by Elliott is good. And the Eagles will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. On the return, it's Jerome Ford. Oh, he's got room past the 30. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Flacco to throw. That's caught. Down the field is Tillman. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. To throw is Flacco. He's got his man, the tight end, David Njoku. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game. Following the penalty, they'll run it. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
The trend around the league, Mike, is that we've seen that running back has really turned into a young man's game. And there's something to be said for having some fresh legs, fresh out of college. They love the dynamic ability this guy brings to their rushing attack, and it's clear why.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Back to the ground after the penalty. Nice gain on first down, but the penalty flags come in. And the question now, will the play stand? Throwing, Flacco. Open man, and that's Tillman. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Now Flacco. There's a short throw caught by Njoku. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
He's got his man complete to Johnson. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Down at the 12. It's 1st and 10. Flacco. He finds Judy on that one. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Here's Flacco. He pulls it in around the 5. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the 1st down. You don't need much. It is 3rd and inches. Here comes the blitz as he... Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. That'll be picked up by the Eagles. Those are the places on the field where the defense wants to come up with the big plays, and that was one. Down deep, get to the quarterback, knock it out, and come up with the recovery.
Mike, this is one of those times where I think for a quarterback, they get caught in between. Do I want to be a runner and take it in myself? Do I have time to let my wide receivers develop in the end zone? I think he holds on to it just a little too long. The defense pokes it free and creates a huge turnover.
And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. And with just 4 seconds left in the first half, a timeout is called. Fourth down, Dustin Hopkins now for the Browns field goal. This about as short as you can get. Hopkins' kick is good. And the Browns are on the board just before halftime.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. So they come to the line for first down and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here, it was the always dangerous Saquon Barkley with the impressive first half. He chipped in a couple of touchdown runs as he was running with determination right from the word go. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach, thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Browns offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on first and 10. Here's a run to begin this third quarter. They converge on him quickly. He'll only get a couple. Sidney Brown, they're on the tackle. They'll come up on a second down and 8. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. Catch made right side. It's Johnson. It's a pickup of 12. It's a Browns first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And they'll have it across midfield down at the opposing 46-yard line.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going downfield, and you stick that foot in the ground, work back to the quarterback, friendly to the ball, and really nice job picking up the first down.
And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. He'll look to throw. This throw left is complete with Judy. Third down, 3 to go. Back to throw. A throw, right side, taken by Njoku.
Nice job by the defense there, stopping them short on 3rd down. Brings up 4th, but Mike, honestly, I don't think there's much decision to be made. He's got to keep his offense out there. They need to come away with points. Find themselves down multiple scores in this one. They're going to have to maximize these possessions.
That's going to be out of bounds. Well judged and spotted right at the 10-yard line. The Eagles offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And the defense, good job sticking to their rules. They didn't take their eyes off the running back, who gains nothing.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
A second down throw for Hurts. That's over the middle, complete to Brown. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And great determination as he gets forward and picks up the first down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Hurts looking to throw on first down. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Hurts going to call his own number. And nothing doing on that one. He'll go down behind the line.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc. And that's exactly what happened here.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big third down pickup for a first down. That one good for 26 yards.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get that ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier than it actually is.
Hurts to the air on first down. He'll go right back to Smith. They hook up again. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Now he takes off. They get 24 on that one. Just like that, it's 1st and goal.
What I like the most here is just the decision that when he wants to be a runner, he commits to being a runner, and he's able to weave his way downfield, pick up the first down, sets up 1st and goal.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. That's caught Saquon Barkley. And he's into the end zone yet again. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia. That is his 3rd touchdown of the afternoon. The quarterback, with all of his eligible receivers available, uses the back out of the backfield that time, Greg, to take it to the end zone.
And when your running back, Mike, is a valid threat in the passing game, man, it just gives you so many options. And in this case, it was the running back that was the open target. He's able to put the pass on the money. Easy 6 points.
Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles stretch it out, leading now by the score of 28-3. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Here comes Ford on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Browns offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And that's the way you want to run it on 1st down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to be brought down here on what will turn out to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Flacco to throw. And that ball incomplete over the middle.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
Flacco to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
So, after 2 straight incompletions, here's 3rd and 10. To throw is Flacco. He's got his man, right side, it's complete. 11 yards on the pass there. 1st down, Cleveland.
You know, it's really been a one-sided game, but how often do we see in the 4th quarter the team that finds themselves down by a lot, they start to come alive? I think it's a combination of trying to end the game on a positive note, but also sometimes that defense getting a little lackadaisical.
And he's close to another 1st down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
Throwing, Flacco. This pass caught by Judy. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a 1st down after a gain of 7.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that.
And he will get into the end zone. Jerry Jeudy. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least it'll pay off with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Dustin Hopkins now to add the extra point. It's up and through. And the Browns are able to edge a bit closer. Here's Hopkins now after the touchdown. He'll boot this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Once again, it's Barkley. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
3rd down and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. A nice pickup moving it across the 40. We'll give him 6 on that play. So on 4th down, they'll call on Braden Mann to punt. Back deep, DeAndre Carter to return. Now a fair catch, and it's going to be a long field. They'll take over right about their own 13. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line. So a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. Now Flacco. He fumbled the football. It's picked up by one of his teammates.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
Now they'll set up to throw. The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
The offense's backs were already up against the wall, but after suffering that last sack, it's all but eliminated whatever breathing room they had left, and for the rest of this drive, they don't have much room for error at all.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. They'll try to get this one on the ground.
This is a spot you just love to be in as a defensive player. I mean, you've got them backed up so far, you're not really fearing any play call, let alone a run. Sit a couple of guys back, keep the ball from being thrown over your head. Everybody else track the ball, comes up well short.
So be returned from the other side of midfield. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. Devontae Smith and the rest of the Philly offense heading back onto the field. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. They'll run up the middle with Barkley. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now Barkley. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings them down for a loss.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. He'll get this over the middle to Smith. And he'll be taken down as the clock ticks towards 2 minutes to play. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here comes the Eagles punt team. He's on for the 2nd time. He'll try to get something inside the 10. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's Flacco. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
Flacco. That's over the middle and caught by Judy. And a good short tackle right there. It stops him a good distance short of the marker. It sets up 4th down.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. The Eagles have it. And he rumbles his way into the end zone. The fumble recovery and the great return for the touchdown. And a terrific play for the defense to come up with the score that, Greg, extends their lead and really hurts the offense's momentum.
Mike, it's hard enough in this league when you find yourself trailing in the 2nd half to be able to battle yourself back and try to end up winning this game. But when you have turnovers like that, that not only then extend the lead, it just makes that even a taller task.
The extra point by Elliott is good. And the Eagles will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Carter on the return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle all afternoon. The defense done a great job taking him away from his game, taking his weapons away, and he is yet to find anything to lean on in this one. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. He'll go right back to Njoku. He's got it again. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line. Throwing now on 1st and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump. And they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
Now, faking the give. This is brought in downfield by Judy. It is a big play for the Browns. And even 30 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. They'll look to throw. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
He decides to go with this safe throw and throws it well short of the sticks. And at this level, Mike, you just can't miss layups like that.
3rd and long. Back to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
This is a situation where you just have to be a little bit more decisive with the ball in your hand. I mean, at some point, it's got to come out. You cannot continue to stress your protection over time like he did here. And to take that hit after that amount of time, that falls complete.
And that final throw here is intercepted. And the Eagles are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th down.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Eagles. And right away, you can point to the turnover battle. Always key. Tells the story so often. It did here again today. Their offense didn't turn it over at all. They finished on the plus side with takeaways. As a result, they're going to come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners, as we say, so long from South Philly.